Okay, guys, well, thank you for being here. And yes, today I'm starting more early because well, more later I will be more busy. But well, guys, today, I'm going to explain with you, and maybe it would be controversial topic because I read a lot, comments, positive comments, negative comments about this topic for foreigners who sometimes they fight for anything. Well, that situation sometimes becomes an biggest problem because create that image between Mexican people, between foreigners. Yes, more about when those foreigners Porsches and real estate in front on the beach. Yes, but well, this presentation is important for me to explain with you because my point is give you the information. If you want to buy a real estate in front of the beach, you need to know this information. If you have a property in front of the beach, it's important for you this information because uh, my point is I don't know what is the circumstance for those kinds of people or foreigners who they fight for one part on the beach and they said, hey, this is mine. That part, the beach, the sea is mine because it's in front of my property. But maybe they didn't get the correct advice. Maybe for the broker, maybe for the lawyer, I guess that because I don't know what is the circumstance. Maybe professional people reach out correctly those person, but maybe those person thinking, yes, this is my property, it's in front of my house, I'm going to fight for it. I don't know why, but well, it's important for you to understand because maybe those people they don't understand Spanish, they they don't understand written Spanish. Well, it's completely normal that they didn't find that information in accurate official, sources. Yes, but well, it's my commitment explain with you this information. The point here is this is in general. If you want to more much about this topic, about those regulations who I'm going to share with you in this presentation, my point with you is you have a lawyer who helping you in buy your property in front of the beach. Ask them, if you know Spanish, you are able to speak Spanish, go with people, professional people who it's important for you and know the knowledge. Because if you fight for something than the beaches, the sea, because it's in front of your property, no matter what who you are, a foreigner or Mexican, those places, they are public places. It's not private. It's for everyone, foreigners and Mexican people. Yes, but he just thinking that all the land, adding the beach, is your, you got a lot of problems. And nowadays, for this fight between Mexican people, American people, Canadian people, French people, those and what's the energy? Because sometimes you fight for something that you before to fight you need to know the knowledge. Yes, okay. I'm going to show you my screen right now, And this is the topic, the truth about beachfront land in Mexico. This topic born from one news the last month about someone who fight for it for because and that person purchased a real estate in front of the beach, and that person reject and Mexican people who they were enjoying that place. Yes, it was that person thinking, hey, this is mine, you need to get out here because it's mine. Well, that news becomes trend. Yes, a lot of people on social media or news know that news. That situation happened in San Pancho or San Francisco Nayarit here in Mexico. But that situation is normal, always happen in different states here in my country. Yucatan, Los Cabos, La Paz, and in all those kinds of states who they have close and beaches. Yes, very well. I'm going to show you certain examples. The first is this one. This is the more recently news who someone who fight for it. Hey, this is my property. It's in front of my on the beach. That's mean that all is mine. Yes. Well, I share with you the link if you want to know more about this um, news, because my point for you is no my opinion, my suggestion. No, it's something who happened nowadays in my country. It those kinds of problem unfortunately affect foreign people who they respect the rules, who they respect the culture, who they respect Mexican people. Yes, if for those kinds of people who they fight for something who you know don't belong with them because the beaches are public, belong the nation, the Mexican, the this and country, you are not able to become a beach yours. Yes. Another example is like this. Maybe you don't understand the headline about the topic about this news, but well, again, someone who fight because her house is in front of the beach. She wanted to fight for it. Yes, because maybe she got the wrong advice that all is yours. Another experience is like this, no? For it's not only my point is it's not always that specific nationality. No, it's all apply for foreigners and Mexican people too. Because the human beings sometimes trying to fight for something who they think is belong. Yes, and I understand sometimes you need to fight for because something belongs you. Yes, but not all. You need to know the rules. You need to know the regulation. You need to know and everything about I don't know in my country, for example, or your country. Before to thinking, hey, this is mine, you need to rethinking, hey, but I need to wonder a question about me, hey, the beaches is really mine or not? Another experience is like this, another person who tried to fight because the beaches um, or the beach it was in front in her house. Yes, mujer extranjera lanza huevos a una familia en la playa de Santa Clara, Yucatán, por acusarlos de invadir por propiedad privada. I'm a foreigner through family, a family, because they were thinking that the beach it was private for her. Yes, because those family, um, you know, um, affect her property. Yes, because the beaches is private for who? For her. Yes, yeah. And well, another place is like this one. You need to understand something. It's not only people. Yes, and single person who fight because they purchase and real estate in front of the beach. It's the same for companies, restaurants, yes, hotel, who they building something in front of the beach and they close access when you are able to walk in free because they thinking this is mine. I paid for it. It means everything, all the land is mine, adding the beach. But no, guys, that situation doesn't work like this. Well, it was important for me to give you this topic at you because you live here in Mexico. If you have that intention to stay for longer time here in my country, maybe you have that intention to purchase and a real estate in front of the beach because you love the beaches here in Mexico, and it's important for you buy real estate in front of the beach for your health, or I don't know, but you need to understand something. The beaches is the nation, the Mexican nation. That's it's not yours. It's not for Mexican. It's not for foreigners because those places are public. Yes. However, if the Mexican government, for motivation in law, they determine that that place is a natural place, the Mexican government have that faculty to close that place because maybe it's important for Mexican government close the place because it's natural, is project I don't know how to say protect maybe animals and maybe something who is it's important for the nation. Well, Mexican government close that place. If the Mexican government close that place, yes, that's it. That place is private, but only the Mexican government have that faculty to do it, not people, not companies. Yes. Well, I told you, the more sad for those kinds of situation is because when any foreigner fight for the beach and unfortunately affect in general to other expat people who they respect the culture, respect the rules, respect everything. They love my country. They they know that it's important to change the mind when you comes to other country because you need to respect that culture, you need to respect that country, you need to respect the rules. Yes, and those persons, expats here in Mexico, is they are a wonderful persons. Honestly, they are wonderful persons who respect a lot in my country. Unfortunately, it exists another kind of foreigner who they don't remove or cut out their culture, about their country. They bring the culture here in my country and they try to impose it. In Mexico, doesn't work. It. Yes? Very well, guys. The first point. What regulation protect and restricted access to beaches in Mexico? I told you I'm going to share with you certain regulations who it's important for you to understand. You are you are able to understand Spanish, and maybe it's important for you to read those regulations. And if not, well, I translate a certain main paragraph who it's important for me to show you right now in this presentation. Yes, but well, you you need to understand, and everything is in Spanish because the official language here in my country is Spanish. Is completely normal. Everything is in Spanish. The regulation is in Spanish. But well, I translate with you. Don't worry. Well, the first regulation is I'm going to read in Spanish after in English. Ley General de Bienes Nacionales. General Law of National Assets. Yes, this is the first regulation here in my country. That regulation say in the paragraph 3, Article 8, access to maritime beaches and the adjoining federal maritime terrestrial zone might not be inhibited, restricted, obstructed, or conditioned except in the case established by regulation. It's mean you are not able to restrict any person in walking in the public beaches because the beaches is public. Yes, you are not able to obstruct with object the access when the people walk. Yes, I told you in the beginning the only um, you know form or way who that place can close is because Mexican governments determine it. It's important because Mexican government need to motivate in law if that area is closed for something, but no people, no companies. Yes, well, those situations follow the first regulation, General Law of National Assets. Yes. The second regulation is the Mexican Constitution, as la Constitución Mexicana. The Mexican Constitution, the most important regulation here in my country, who give you rights, me too. And very well, in the Article 27, paragraph 6 says the waters of the territorial seas in the stance and terms established by the international law are the property of the nation. Do you see that? The beaches is the nation. The beaches is the Mexico, the my country, not yours, not the companies, not the Mexican, not the foreigners. It's the nation. More because the beaches are public. Everyone need to enjoy in that place. Yes? But well, the Mexican Constitution in the Article 27, paragraph 6 say it. And before the general law of national assets, Ley General de Bienes Nacionales, paragraph 3 of Article 8 said that paragraph about the beaches, and you are not able to restrict the place. The next regulation is this one. I'm going to read in Spanish. Reglamento para el uso y aprovechamiento del mar territorial, vías navegables, playas, zona federal marítimo, terrestres y terrenos ganados al mar. Regulation for the use and exploitation of the territorial sea, navigable waters, beaches, federal maritime land zone, and land reclaimment from the sea. Yes. What did you say that article? The Article 5 said the beaches, the federal maritime land zone, and land reclaimment from the sea or any other body formed by seawater are public domain assets of the Federation. Do you see that? Are public domain assets of the Federation. They are inalienable and imprescriptible, and as long as their legal status does not change, they are not subject to claims for recovery of possession, either permanently or provisionally. Do you see that? It's important for you to seek the accurate information. Those regulations are important in my country. Those regulations protect the beaches. Those regulations, when you buy a real estate in front of the beach, the person who sells you that property need to ask for it. Or that person need to reach out for this regulation. Yes, hey, I don't know, Luis, this is your house, but you need to understand something. The beach is not yours. The property, in this case, if you are a foreigner and unresident, you need to understand that the property is for fideicomiso. No, the property you buy that property because you use fideicomiso. Yes, but if you are someone who got naturalization, well, the house is yours. Yes, the property is yours, but the beach not. The beach is for everyone. Yes, but you need to understand something too. The regulation permit you hire a federal concession for use that place in front of the beach. Yes, but in certain conditions, in certain rights, and certain obligation and limits. Yes. Mm, to show you more. Give me a second. But well, before to explain that, this is the line more important for you. They are not subject to claims for recovery of possession, either permanently or provisionally. Yes, they are not yours. The beaches is for everyone. Everyone, everyone wants to enjoy in the beach, in the sea. I don't know honestly what happened for those kinds of people who fight for it because the beaches is the beautiful place for family, for children, for for any person who enjoy spend their time watching the sea, watching the sunset, or anything. Yes, very well. Mhm. But well, I told you before. The regulation gives you that permit to use those public places with concession, federal concession. In the Mexican Constitution, the same article, but in the paragraph 7 said it. Public domain assets of the federation, you are able to exploitation, use, or utilization of the resources in question by individuals or by companies established under Mexican law might only be carried out through concession granted by the federal executive. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's mean you are able to explore that place. You are able to use that place. And however, before to put your chairs, your palapa, or maybe you know making money for that situation, you are a company or you are individuals because say that individuals, you need to carry out a concession with Mexican government, yes, federal executive, because that institute is this federal concession. That is the point that you need to make before to put your palapa, put your chairs with this institute, Secretaría de Medio Ambiente y Recursos Naturales, Semarnat in Spanish. I don't know how to say in English that, but that institute is important for you to understand. It's important for you here you have a property in front of the beach, and before you fight, because the beach is yours, it's important for you to know the rules, the limits, the conditions when you use the beaches. Yes, and if you want to make federal concession, you need to go in that institute, not to other institute, not your notary, not your real estate company you who you use for buy that property, or any you know private company. The only institute who give you a federal concession is Secretaría de Medio Ambiente y Recursos Naturales, Semarnat. Yes, please. I told you in the beginning, I don't know why those kinds of foreigners did it about fight for the beach. I told you before, maybe they got wrong advices. Maybe someone reached out them in not correct information. Yes, it will. They made those circumstances to fight for the beach, for that part, because they were thinking that all is mine. But no, you want to explore or use that place for commercial, and you need to make a federal concession. Yes, but you need to understand something. Federal concession doesn't mean that you are able to close that part in the sea, yes, on the beach. Not, you are not able to put private that place. You have a federal concession to let you to make money to commercialize that place, but you are not able to close and becomes that part private, because if you do that, you you will get problems with the Mexican government, with the Mexican people who they want to enjoy in the beach, foreign peoples too, for anyone's, because They request for you, hey, what happened to you? The beach is free. I I can walk free in any place. Who okay? The Mexican government um let me allow me, yes, walk, because I told you before, the Mexican government is the only you know um, Mexican government have the faculty to close any place for motivate in law, but companies or people not. Yes, well, be careful here. You thinking, okay, I pay for a federal concession, and it's mean that all is mine. I am able to close the beach. Only person who pay for it, yes, they come to walk free, but if no, you are not able. But it's wrong. Yes, it's wrong. You are not able to close the place. But what happened for those kinds of people who they broken the rules? They broken the rules about federal concessions. The same regulation about the use and exploitation of the territorial sea said this in the article 35 this point. Concessions, designations, or permits do not create property rights in favor of the holders. They only grant the right to use, benefit from, or exploit the federal maritime land zone, requirement from the sea, or any other deposit of the seawater in accordance with the terms of the law in this regulation. Do you see that? First, if you hire a federal concession, doesn't mean that that part on the beach is your property. No. The law say no, do not create property rights. Yes, the beach is not yours. Second, the Mexican government gives you that alternative to take advantages, make benefit. You hire a federal concession because maybe you are a restaurant, maybe you are a company, or maybe that place. I don't know. You want to make a business desk, well, for any person who use your share, your palapa, or anything, you are able to make a business. Yes, but you need to you need to know the rules before to do that. Yes, because the Semarnat, the institution who has said you before, ask for it. Hey, what is your intention for hire and this federal concession? Yes, but well, that is the point. In another regulation, in the general law of national assets, in the article 16, say the same. Say the same about it. You are not able to create that place your property in rights in your favor. Yes. Mm, This is a good example. Imagine that this is your house. Yes. All this part is yours. When you see the line and say propiedad privada desde 20 metros adelante, for example, the first and form, when you see the house and you see the line, yes, those lines who represented representate example about all that land is yours. Yes. The second line say faja de 25 faja de 20 metros contigua a la playa marítima que constituye la zona federal marítimo terrestre. What do you say? The Federal Maritime Land Zone is the 20 meters wide street of solid walkable land. That means that if you hired federal concession, you are able to use the Federal Maritime Land Zone. Input your chair, put your palapa or anything for make money for and benefit for you, but you are not able to close that place. You are not able to restrict and that anyone have that opportunity to walk in that place. Yes, because if you do that, you will get problems for it. Okay, that is the second line, the the Federal Maritime Land Zone is where the people and hire federal concession. It's where the people who they are able to walk because the Mexican government allow it because Mexican government knows that the beaches are public. I share with you the link if you want to more know, if you want to know more about those conditions. Yes, very well. Before to finish, explain this lawsuit because it's a lawsuit for someone who fight for something. Well, the Mexican government determinate doesn't give give me a second the right about that person who made a lawsuit. Yes, because I told you when the Mexican government determinate that someone is a natural protect because that place living animals or certain particular species who they need to protect. Yes, the Mexican government need to protect. They have the faculty to close that place for you. No matter what, if you hire a federal concession, sorry for you in this case, but when the Mexican government determine for it, but the Mexican government need to motivate in law that close. Yes, it's not only because the Mexican government wants. No, they need to motivate in law. I'm going to show you, and give me a second. Is the maybe the article? Give me a second. Yeah, this is maybe you don't see. You are not able to see that. Um, this one. Look at this. This is the reglamento. Do you remember the reglement for use and take advantages about the sea? Yes, it's in Spanish. Oh, but my point is show you the Article 47. Imagine that you got federal concession, but if you don't respect those phrases, because it's in Spanish, you are able to read in Spanish where you read you understand the first paragraph, the first fraction, the second fraction. But the most important here is this one, the fraction 7. Imagine that you have a federal concession. You have that permission to use that place for your benefits. Yes, but if you, with your employees or families, restrict that anyone can walk in that place, it does mean that the Mexican government revocate or suspend your federal concession. Yes, Article 47, the fraction 7. I'm going to write in Spanish. Impedir el concesionario o permisiario, sus familiares o empleados, el libre acceso a las playas. The free access, free walking in the beaches. Yes. El libre acceso a las playas marítimas por lugares que para tal efecto señale la Secretaría en los términos del artículo 17 de este reglamento. Do you see that? If you've broken the rules, if you don't respect the rule, if you have a federal concession that you're thinking that you are able to close that place and you are able to, you know, reject to other person who they can walk in your place because you're thinking that your federal concession and give you that alternative that all is yours. The answer is not. You lost. You will lose your federal concession. Yes, because if you don't respect those rules, I told you, it's important. If you know Spanish, please go on in this read this regulation. Yes, read this regulation. If you have property in front of the beach, it's important for you read this. Yes, after you need to read this. Give me a second. Another regulation is this one. Yes, but please, if you are able to read in Spanish, my recommendation for you is try to read those regulations. If you don't understand, no matter what he use and know Spanish, try to ask to professional, to lawyer, um, who explain you, hey, please, lawyer, explain me. I have property in front of the beach. What is my limit? What is my rights? What is my obligations? Yes, I am able to close this place because and that place is part of my property, for example, the beach or not. Well, right now you know the answer, but if you don't, if you want to know more, it's important for you to understand the rules. Yes, to understand every regulation. Um, but well, guys, I show you this last suit because the same. If you are able to read in Spanish, read this one, and you understand when you have federal concession, and you need to understand that no matter what, you have that federal concession, and if the Mexican government determine that any place need to become in natural protection because exceeds certain animals, certain species, which is important for the Mexican government protect, they have that faculty. Yes, In addition, explain about the importance to respect and this federal maritime land zone. All explained in that in this lawsuit, amparo en revisión y bueno, 709-2019. The water of the territorial seas and the extent and terms established by international law are the property of the nation. That's point about this lawsuit. That means that the Mexican government they have that faculty to close anything. But well, what is my recommendation? My recommendation for you is, well, I told you in all this presentation is respect Mexican law. Not because you don't speak my language mean that, that everything is possible in Mexico. I don't know why certain, people say that Mexico, everything is possible. My answer is yes, but always you respect the law. Yes, because my country is not perfect. I know it exists corruption, but the corruption is not only in my country. It's another part in another countries. Yes, I know my country is not perfect, but when the Mexican government apply the Mexican law, you need to be careful. Yes, in nowadays, who Mexican people fight for it because the beaches are the Mexican people is public place who anyone can enjoy such foreigners, such Mexican people. Yes, please don't create war in that situation for you thinking everything, all the beach is mine. And the second point is consult professional lawyers. I told you, you will consider to purchase a real estate in front of the beach. Consult professional lawyers who knows about this matter. Yes, subject. Sorry, it's important for you. Consulting, reach out, professional people before to fight for something who maybe you are unknown or you didn't know about it. Yes, and then another recommendation is respect Mexican culture. Mexican people we love enjoy the beaches. Mexican people is completely normal create I don't know noise hire mariachis, hire banda, anything. And sometimes they love to listen high music on the beach. You know, the most important for you is trying to respect it. I know maybe it's sometimes it's hard. It's the same for Mexican people, but the beaches are public. Of course, you need to respect of the other people. You need to respect and certain rules because each place have rules. Of course, for the Mexican government, who they request for you. Hey, you are here. You need to respect. You need to respect. Don't throw garbage. You need to respect and bring your garbage and anything. Yes, because the beaches and are not sure, and the beaches are for everyone. Yes, but well, guys, that's it in this presentation. And Thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much. You watching complete this presentation. It was important for me to give you this information because, and to be honest with you, foreigners are important here in my country. Mexican people are important here in my country. Everyone have something to apport in positive, yes. And I know expat people who they respect my culture. I know expat people who they love, enjoy the beaches. I am so sad when foreigners who they fight for the beaches because they thinking all um I told you, and they fight for the beaches because they thinking all is mine. He made a lot news and trending social media, a lot comments. Mexican people, foreigner people who fight in that place. Hey, what happened with the foreigners? Why foreigners people comes to Mexico and buy anything? Because and the beaches is not for them. But sometimes it's the same for Mexican people who they put hard comments, yes, for foreigners. And get out, foreigners, get out. You don't belong here, whatever kinds of bad comments. Don't take it personally. I know we are human. Sometimes we fight for sometimes when any stupid things. But in this case, guys, it's important for you to understand the rules, to understand um, the culture, the Mexican law, because in Mexico everything is possible, but no about about broken the rules. Yes, it's not about broken the law. You need to respect it. And guys, before to leave, before to leave, give me a second. Yeah. Before to leave, don't forget to subscribe in this channel. And honestly, you support me a lot if you follow this channel. I do the best use this language, English, because maybe you know this certain mistake, but it's important for me to reach out to you about certain conditions, certain accurate information that you need to know because I told you it's beautiful when you see foreigners who they enjoy my country. It's beautiful when foreigners respect the culture. But I know sometimes exist foreigners who I don't I don't blame them, yes, for that behavior because I told you in the beginning, maybe they got the wrong advice for someone or for themselves for fight for it. Yes, but right now this channel have that propose to reach out you. I told you, well, I share with you in this in my small description, and I am a law student here. Almost finished my law, well, my study. Well, guys, is everything about those kinds of topic is because it's important for me to and give you this information about Mexican culture, about Mexican migration, even another kind of Mexican slang. Okay? But well, guys, support me to follow this channel. If you have doubt, if you have any question, please put your questions in the comments, and well, I'm going to respond you um, those questions. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for stay here right now. If you finish this YouTube live, you show up until here is because you are totally able to listen me in my English. Yes, well, guys, thank you so much. Um, Take care. Nos vemos en otra próxima. Bye bye.